Well, the short answer is they were shit, and I went to bed at half time, so I couldn't see the rest of it. Welcome to VP4TV. We're here tonight for a round 3 match in the virtual Cowboy World Championships between the defending champion Cobra from England /UK against YPR, as I'm calling him now. That's his new name. He's now an abbreviation. Where the hell is he? He was in the lobby a minute ago. Where's he gone to? There he is. And he's from the UK as well. So we've got the two of these guys going at it at the top of the hour. Where's that thing went to? Hang on. That's what I'm looking for. We have this match tonight, and of course we have the match between Tam and One Pocket Slim tomorrow afternoon at 2 PM, as I've already mentioned previously on the streams. I may be there at the start, I may not, but I will be there. We've got Coldest Pillow against VP Monster. They've arranged their match very kindly for Tuesday evening, which is fine for me because I finish my work on Tuesday and then it's my days off Wednesday, Thursday. So I will be there for the Coldest Pillow VP Monster match, which again is another winners match, as is the Tam One Pocket Slim match. And then finally we've got LS3 against Interchange X, also a winners match, and that's on Wednesday at 7:30. So all good matches to look forward to, and this one is starting in about 4 minutes time. Good evening to Mark. Well, I thought, I mean, I already said that, you know, it'd be a surprise if Scotland kept 10 men, because I knew that the tackles were going in when they get desperate, and of course they go down to 10 men and they're already 3-0 down. I thought it's going to be like a pasting 7-0 or something like that. But anyway, and then of course they didn't get a goal. They had to get an own goal to get them a goal. But it's against Hungary and Switzerland. That's what matters. The Scotland coach said that 4 points gets you out the group. So if they can win, if they can get a win against one of them and a draw against the other, then that should get them through. But I'll believe that when I see it, because I've never ever qualified in any competition I've ever watched them in. I've never got out to the knockout stages, but this could be a first. It is a possibility. Steve messaged me a few minutes ago. He said he's going to drop in for a little while. That depends how long he can keep his eyes open, because I don't think he's all that keen in Cowboy, as I've said before. Yeah, the Germans are, I mean, Germans are always class. I don't know what the final score or how that Spanish game's going, but the bloody Croatians are getting a pasting as well. It was 3-0 when I switched it off to get ready for the stream, so I don't know how that's going. It must be getting near the end. And the Spaniards are off to a good start by the look of it. So I think we should think that Cobra tonight might be getting a bigger test, or as big a test as he's going to get so far. Welcome to Spud Boy, welcome to Wit. So what happened in your match? What happened in this room that you were in that nobody was shooting? No, match rooms it doesn't time out. It's not like a challenge room where if you sit idle and do nothing, then it'll time out or whatever. No, I don't think it does. So we've got 2 minutes to go. I'm just going to tab out for a second. Right, good afternoon to Steve. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Oh, there we go. I'm getting you loud and clear. I presume everybody else is.
Yeah, you sound better than you did last time. That hum has gone away. You sound a little bit like you're in the bathroom, kind of echo, but, you know, that's not so bad.
Now I forget what I was going to say. I was going to say something and it's totally went out of my head. Yeah, what's happening in the golf? McIlroy dropped 2 shots. He was still -3. But I think he was 2 off the lead when I saw the scoreboard this morning, so I don't know.
Well, they haven't started yet. It's going to be a great day. I mean, you've got Oberg playing with DeChambeau, and you've got McIlroy playing with Finau. I mean, this is going to be a phenomenal day. This tournament is very competitive. You got a kid that's I think this is only his second major he's ever played in. Future. Well, he's not really a future star. He's a star right now. He's the 5th ranked player in the world, I believe.
So, Bill says Cobra 3 semi 1 because everybody's convinced that you Plonker Rodney, or YPR as I'm calling him for the stream, is semi-pro.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know that. I've never seen either one of these guys play cowboy, but from what I know of these two players, I will say that Cobra's probably been practicing more. I mean, he always seems like he's been very good at learning new games. I'm sure he's been practicing a lot, so I'm going to give a slight edge to Cobra.
Right, well, the room's up. Cobra's in. Ready to go. Right, we've got YPR on the right, Cobra on the left. Race to 3, as all the winners and losers' sides races are to 3. Saves any confusion. These matches, Steve, admittedly most of them have been like 3-0, but the racks have been averaging around about 31, 32 minutes for a rack. Right, well, YPR won the lag.
So why did he pick that name? Is there some significance in culture over there that means something?
Well, there was a sitcom, situation comedy over here that started in the early 80s, went on for 20 years or so, and it was called Only Fools and Horses. It was based around London, around an older brother looking after a younger brother. It was probably sold to the States, and they made a complete hash of it. But and then there was a grandfather in the flat, and the older brother was a bit of an entrepreneur, but an entrepreneur in a very basic sense. He sold dodgy goods, things that fell off the back of a lorry, as we say. And the younger brother's name was Rodney, and Del Boy was the older brother, and he would sometimes be annoyed at his younger brother and call him a plonker, like an idiot, like an umpty. He would call him a plonker.
Oh, so, that's what that means. Okay. Well, yeah.
In fact, that's his photograph of the actor in the top right of the screen at the moment. That's Nicholas Lyndhurst, who played Rodney.
You might as well not pick long names like that, because then they just get turned into YPR because nobody wants to say it.
Exactly, YPR. Well, we could call him Rodney rather than the U Plonker. We could call him Rodney. But again, this is what you need to do. I've said this throughout the tournament. I've said this with all these matches. If you're up against somebody who scores fairly strongly on a regular basis, then when you're getting that opportunity, you need to get right in and apply the pressure. Now that, again, you don't want a 5-ball sitting there like that. That's no good. Got to get that in play. Now he needs to slow up because he's trying to get the angle to stun into the 5. He's gone a bit too high. And now if he's going to try and bump that 5, this is where the cue ball starts running loose.
I didn't even know the rules. If you shoot this 1 and it goes in a pocket, but you make a carom, is that a legal shot?
Yes. Yeah.
I just wrote the rules. I don't remember what they are.
He'll get the point for the pot, and he'll get the point for the carom as well. Now you see that's why that shot went wrong, because he got too high on the 1 ball, and that's not a good enough input there. 16 is not good enough to be winning this tournament.
So is it a good strategy to try to play a 3-1 and get the ball rolling over where he can shoot the 5?
Well, he wants to get that 5 out into the table. Whether he gets it on its spot is immaterial, but it's no good sitting there. Where Cobra is now, he's good to get it out. But there is a danger here. He could get this. He could mistime it and scratch. So he's playing safe. See, Cobra won't take a risk like that. I'd be stupid and try and bump that 5 out there and probably scratch the side pocket. Cobra doesn't take those risks.
He can shoot it right now. I mean, that's a pretty easy bank. Cobra bank's good. Why wouldn't you shoot the 5 now?
Well, you don't bank in Cowboy if you can help it. You only bank out of desperation in Cowboy.
I don't know if you're sure you're going to make it. Cobra bank's pretty good after playing that bank pool world championship. I mean, he really improved in banks. I mean, there's banks you don't want to shoot at, but the easy ones, I would think he would. Obviously, I'm not thinking the way he is.
Watch the cue ball. Watch the cue ball. There you go. There's a big mistake from Cobra. And the thing about that is that, you know, Rodney's got to be thinking he's well off the hook here, because, you know, Cobra could have got anything out of that. He's lost him, and you've been given a free go here to add to this score, and he's got to really apply the pressure right off the bat with this visit. Coldest Pillow says, are you staying for the whole match? Because I told him that you said you'd be in for some of the match.
Yeah, I'm not planning on staying. I got more work to do. I just thought I'd take a break and come in.
Welcome to Tam. Well, Cobra's made a big blunder there, losing those points. Okay, he hadn't scored an awful lot, but like I say, Rodney's got to realise that this is a great opportunity to, you know, get to 50 odd. You know, if you can get over 50 odd on the board and keep the points, then Cobra's going to have to work a bit. We've got another 3 winner's side matches to come over the next few days. They're all going to be good, and I'll be there for all of them. Maybe a bit late for the one tomorrow, but the one with Tam and Slim, but I will be there for it. And this 5 going in is actually very handy. Now, the angle he's got in the 3 is not great. It's taking him up the table. And that's why he's checked the cue ball. He checked it to try and hold it, but again, it'd be a very risky stun off that 3 to the 5. It looks as if he's going right side off the rail onto the 1. No, he isn't. He's trying to force follow. It looked from this side he was going the other side. The 2-dimensional view doesn't help you a lot watching this. But again, he's got 21.
Oh yeah, this is a game that if you screw up, you lose your points. Yeah, that's always brutal, isn't it?
Oh yeah, there's been a fair bit of that going on, but I think that's the first time I've seen Cobra do something like that in the tournament. Well, Tam, what did you think of that performance last night? That's typical Scotland, isn't it? Absolutely not at the races at all. I think the coach got the strategy wrong in terms of the lineup, the way they were set. They were suckered by the Germans.
So has Semi-Pro been playing? Has he been playing Cowboy, practicing it?
No.
Yeah, so he's just playing on whatever he's got. Look at this. Oh.
Well, are we agreed that this is Semi-Pro then, Steve?
I'm pretty sure it is. That would have been lucky there. He just timed the bump wrong.
Well, the run of 28 takes him to 44. Cobra's in. Knows that he has to make a score here to stay in touch.
Yeah. So what'd you think of the World Pool Championship?
Well, I watched the start of the final. I think I watched the first. I think it was about 2 hours into it, and Kachi was behind. I think he was behind for most of the match, and then as I went to bed, he was starting to come back. I never got to see the end of it, of course, but he must have played well.
Yeah, I thought it's pretty cool they're getting money, and it's funny because I was watching it and I saw there's a lot of people watching and a lot of comments. I mean, the chat is streaming by pretty fast, and I happened to notice a hair pig comment, and it's got to be the same hair pig because there can't be that many hair pigs around.
Oh, it probably would be.
But yeah, I mean, I think Matchroom's doing all the right stuff, but I think there's one major thing they're going to have to deal with, and that is it shouldn't take 5 hours to play a race to 15 final. I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. Kachi is very slow, and Gorst isn't particularly fast. He's slow too. I mean, that's just they're going to destroy the sport if they allow that to happen. No one wants to watch a 5-hour final.
So was there not a shot clock then?
I believe there was, but they're just giving them too much. I think what they should do, and I may actually suggest this to them, what they should do is more like what chess does. Like give each player like 3 minutes at the beginning of the game, and they can use that 3 minutes anytime they want. So the shot clock switches. Your time starts when the balls come to a stop.
Yeah, like chess.
And then, yeah, like chess. But maybe give the guy a 3-second leeway. 3 seconds to get out of seats, run over. But 3 seconds after the ball stop, the shot clock starts for you. And that way, if they want to spend a minute looking at one shot, they can. They just have 3 minute total for the rack. They're going to destroy it. Nobody wants to watch that. Certainly, maybe a pool player will, but certainly not the people that are your average fan. Nobody wants to see it.
Well, I think, most of the people that are watching that sort of stuff are hardcore.
Yeah, you'll be surprised. I can tell from the comments they're not all hardcore. There's a lot of dumb comments, in there. I know they're not all hardcore pool players. There's a lot of like a league player that plays in a league. That's not really a pool player. That's somebody that's casual. They got a job. They go there. They want to go drink beer, and it's not. Those aren't hardcore pool players.
Well, I don't think it's Fox either, because I've seen how he strokes the queue in VP4. I don't think it's him.
Oh, I think this is semi-pro.
Well, the thing is that semi-pro would need to have 2 computers then in that case, according to Napnicker. Napnicker said he's played some matches of 9-ball against Rodney. So it can't be him then, unless he's got 2 PCs hooked up, a laptop and a desktop, and he's logged in with 2 separate profiles.
Or he's letting somebody else use his account, which is a violation. I mean, I haven't cracked. It's actually a violation to have 2 accounts, but I haven't cracked down on that, and I won't unless people are abusing it. But,
but
if you let somebody else play your account, that's a violation that I'm going to crack down on, because that's just not right, letting somebody else impersonate you.
Well, Cobra's doing what a champion does. The run goes to 42 in response.
Well, some things may be hard to prove, but it's there's lots of reasons why people get themselves in trouble. That last guy that really got in trouble was that Jeff guy. He ended up getting banned. And the reason he ended up getting banned wasn't because of what everybody said he was doing, which, you know, actually it looked to me like he wasn't doing what everybody said when I took a look at it. But the reason he got banned is because he wouldn't talk to me about anything. You know, if I say, hey, you know, we need to, what's going on here and this and that, I want you to do this and that, and he just doesn't respond and he doesn't do what I ask him, then that's why he got banned.
Oh, that's just the kind of effect you have on people, Steve.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. But no, I mean, sometimes it's hard to tell, but we try to keep it, we try to make people happy.
Well, I've got 2 accounts as well, Larry, but goodness knows where the other one went to. The other one was a testing account as well. Yeah, that's the thing, Larry. You know, I found out when Semi-Pro mentioned to me and showed me the video about this guy Jeff, I thought fine, and I thought it was weird looking. But the other weird thing is when I came in here on my day off early in the morning, as I usually do, lo and behold, Jeff was in the lobby. The other thing that really annoyed me was he was on my bloody friends list. So he was obviously somebody that was there who changed their name, and I could not work out who it was. For the life of me, I couldn't think who it was. But all I do know is there was somebody recently who sent a friend request, and I accepted it like a mug, and I can't remember who that was either.
Well, I doubt he'll be back. I mean, he obviously had some kind of connection issue, and it was a strange one. It was kind of like the one I'd seen Stubb have before. Remember when Stubb was having problems and everybody was accusing him of this and that? It looked a lot like the same kind of connection problems, which I still don't understand. But it didn't look like somebody trying to cheat.
Well, I don't understand why these people have these type of problems. I mean, I've never had these problems in VP4.
Well, you know,
never. Any problem I've had is the server side of things. You know, where I can't get connected to it for some reason.
A lot of it's bad equipment. You know, someplace along the line. I mean, their TCP/IP is not real good about dealing with equipment problems.
Well, it wasn't all that difficult. That if you play them often enough, you would get that. But that's probably short of where he was expecting to be there. The run ends in 21, and this is a very thin edge.
Yeah, that's kind of scary trying to shoot at something like that. I mean, not that it can't be hit, but it's the good thing about it is you can't scratch off the 5, so it's safe. But that's very thin. You hit that a little thick, you miss it.
He could be going all out for the pot here, as I thought he was. Yeah, he went all out for the pot. He thought that was the best option. But and again, it's a fail to score there. So this is more encouragement for Rodney to get to that 90 and get into the caroms. This is how close he is to winning this first rack. If he can really put something together here and get into the 90s and make 2 or 3 caroms and keep the points, then that's asking a big question of Cobra.
Yep, I mean, I think that's, he needs to get up on Cobra in this match because I still think Cobra has an advantage. Pool is a game where difficult situations are going to come up. And one of the things that happens in matches is, one player can get a lot more difficult situations than the other. It's just kind of how the balls roll. But the guys that figure out how to win are the guys that deal well with those difficult situations. And Cobra is one of those guys. I mean, he didn't that time. He missed the ball. But Cobra is very well at dealing with tough tables and difficult situations.
Well, the one thing that Coldest Spill is talking about thoughts in a VP4 Doubles World Cup. I was talking about a Doubles World Championship. Obvious problem is doing something like that in an NRT situation.
Yeah, I think it would be fun. I mean, the biggest issue is it's almost like League, where you almost have to set combined rating limits or something, because you're going to get teams like Albinary and Cobra playing together.
Well, I had a more sort of basic way of describing that the other day when we were talking about it. I said, look, you couldn't have those, that type of thing. You'd have to have one numpty in the team, i.e. me, somebody who's no higher than say two 100 or 2000 or whatever, and then the other guy can be whatever rating he is. But you couldn't just have two sharks marrying up with one another. It wouldn't be fair. You'd have to have a numpty in your team.
Well, yeah,
I would take Stubb. Yeah.
we could do some kind of like world pool match play kind of team where it's got to go by nation.
Yeah,
then you're going to get Albinario and Bedhead.
Yeah, that's right. You'd have Albinario and Bedhead. Although suddenly, Bedhead would find that he would have Scottish blood and he'd have to play for Scotland. Somewhere along the line, these North countries, they're bound to have some sort of Scottish relation. Yeah, we'll soon delve deep enough and find that. Well, Cobra.
I don't know who Stubb would be able to play with.
Well, he's a dual personality as well as dual citizenship as far as he thinks. He thinks he's Polish. He's from the States.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you got to come and decide what rules you'd allow people to pair up by. Is it what's on their account? Is it where they live? I guess you could be flexible.
Well, he could be dead here. Hang on, I think.
You'd be playing with Tam.
Yeah, there only is. Well, there is other Scottish people that come into VP4, but they never have any interaction or speak to anybody.
Well, Simon's Scottish, right?
Oh no, Simon's bloody English, Steve. You heard him speak. He's
English. He lives in
It
Scotland.
doesn't matter to me. He's English. Anybody with an English accent is English in my book. I don't care where he stays. He's English. We're not adopting Englishmen to be part of Scotland, I'll tell you that. We're not that desperate. Welcome to Yamaguchi Taru. I saw Yama.
Oh, Yama's here. Hi, Yama.
And Barker's, he's still not signed up for the snooker yet, so he's not got Napnicker's message.
Yeah, I would think that he would. He usually plays.
Well, he's trying to defend his back-to-back world title, Steve, so it'd be very disappointing if he doesn't appear.
Well, I've got to go. Work is calling, so it was nice stopping in, but I'm out of here.
Right then, Steve.
All right.
We'll see you later. Good afternoon.
Enjoy the tournament. All right. Good afternoon. Bye.
Right, well, Rodney fell short of 90, which is bad. But I'm just tabbing out to shut down, what do you call it? Discord, that is. Well, he's given Cobra one more lifeline to get to 90 before him, and that's the painful part of this game. He's had two good opportunities to get to 90, and you feel that if he falls short and Cobra gets there before him, his chance to have get right into these caroms long before Cobra arrived there, his chance might have gone. Well, the other thing you've got to think about as well is there's certain guys, i.e. Cobra and Spectre Dawn, for an example, and Stubb. There's three players who have completely got no interest whatsoever in playing with a partner. So you can discount them in any situation like that. They've got no interest whatsoever. It's all me. And that's it. They don't entertain playing doubles in any form at all. So you can take them right off your list. And meanwhile, Cobra's missed the carom there, has he? I think he has. Well, here we go. A fairly straightforward 3-ball into the side pocket to take Rodney to 90. And the other point also is you've also got to look at these doubles tournaments that we have. We have a regular doubles tournament on a Monday night 9-ball Scotch doubles. Nobody's interested in that. It's always a struggle to get even 2 teams in it. You've got Saturday night doubles, the 8-ball. Nobody's interested in that. So what does that tell you? Cue ball's gone. That's a disaster. Again. Well, I think Rodney might live to regret this. You know, he's had at least 3 opportunities to get this match into the carom phase, and he's well, he has got there, but he's lost the points, and he's back to 87, and that's all the encouragement Cobra's going to need, because he's really going to be focused this time. Although, well, he's going to need a little recovery pot here, and I think it's going to be 5-3 the way this is sitting. He's got to come back across the table, try and get a line for the 5-3, and not go too far wide. That'll do nicely. Kept a 5-ball in play. So, drop him down. See, the thing is, the 3-ball's gone too far up the table. It's not gone dead, but he's got to play down past the 1. Now, see, this is getting to this sort of too thin stage here, this one. He's got to do the force follow. If you're trying to thin that to get the carom, then it's very dodgy. And that 1 ball needs to bounce. So now you must stay left or right on the table here, because you must have that angle to play the 5-3. If you come back into the centre of the table, you're dead and buried. So he's got to get over to the right, and that'll do nicely. And again, he can play a simple force follow. He wants to hit the 3-half ball, because you don't want to push it to the rail. You want to be potting the 3-ball next. And he wants to bring that 5-ball around and into the table. So he's hit it sort of full in the face, and that's where it goes wrong. And this is always the problem. And when you're playing that sort of force follow, you've always got to try and hit half ball, or you end up like that. Commentator's eye. Don't say I didn't warn you, folks. Yeah, Semi isn't in the chat, or at least he hasn't said anything. So here's another great opportunity. He's going to probably have to play the bank on this 3-ball here. Let's have a look. Well, he's going to thin it, but I think the bank looks easier, to be honest with you. He's got it. And again, cue balls come across, sitting good. Same problem here for Rodney, is hitting this 5-ball, half ball. And he's done the same thing. He's done the same thing. But of course he doesn't need the 5 now. He's into the caroms, isn't he? So he's in 91. Now he needs this 1 ball to stay in the table. Oh, he's going to hit the 3 half ball. It's going to be good, I think. Now, if can he punch that 3 around the table and bring it into the table and come behind the 1, because that would be a shot. I don't think he's got the line to do it. He's trying to spin it the other way. That'll work. Only problem is that the 1 ball is not quite dead, but imperative that YPR keeps his points. Oh, I never noticed. There's /Ted in the chat. Welcome. Well, I hope for Rodney's sake he doesn't do something that I would do, numpty-ish, trying to get another point. Well, he's playing it at a reasonably safe pace. Is he going to catch it? Oh, he has. I think he has. No, he hasn't. Well, that's cigarette paper thin in terms of how that missed a 3 ball. But the priority was keep the points. But he could be coming back to the table behind after this visit from Cobra. Oh dear, that's a complete disaster. What the hell was he trying there? Well, Cobra's blown a gasket. I don't know what the hell he was planning to do there, but he's completely lost concentration there in what he was doing. Now, does Rodney know that you can play the 1 ball in the kitchen here? Because I think it's on its spot, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not sure whether he knows whether he can or he can't. But he could have drawn from the 1 to the 5 and he would have a carom. And he would also be sending the 1 ball up the table. So maybe he doesn't. I mean, well, he probably does now that if he's listened to the stream, he's maybe thinking of playing from the 1 to the 3 though. It looks as if he is, and that's going too narrow. That's never going to get there. And again, with ball in hand, the obvious one to play was the draw from the 1 to the 5. Yeah, he should have played the draw from the 1 to the 5 because everything was close and it was dead straight and it was simple. And he's missed a trick there. You know that and then that's a big fail there with ball in hand and the 1 ball on its spot and the 5 ball in the kitchen. That's a big fail. Well, he got the brush in the 1 ball as well there for the 6 points, so that's fallen into place. And suddenly he's on 90. But I think that somehow Rodney might be regretting these opportunities he's had and not really taking advantage of them. Cobra's now just 2 points behind, although he's going to have to be careful here. There's nothing here that's straightforward. He could go. He could overcut the 5. No, well, I'm thinking he could possibly have overcut the 5, gone to the short rail, long rail, and come down to try and get the 1. This is going short again, is it? Nope, he's caught the 5. And the table, the prospects for getting a good sequence of caroms here is not good until something gets close to something else here. Well, there's an invitation to the party for Cobra. I mean, he's got a fairly easy carom off the 1 to the 3, and a fairly easy one from the 3 to the 5. And if he hits the back of this 5, he'll be pushing it up table. Well, maybe he should have hit that a wee bit harder, because this is sort of no man's land where he's sitting. Yep, he can go. You've got to watch how he's cutting that 5 ball though. I think he's okay, but he's going to go at the rail and bump the 1. Now he can stun and spin the cue ball and bank the 5 up the table. That way he's not playing for the angle off the 5 and cutting into the pocket. You see, like that, you know, he had the right idea there, and he's played it at a pace where it's a 2-in-1 shot. He did pretty much everything right with that shot, you know, rather than trying to play the cut angle, because you know you're going to pot the ball. So he tried to get the stun and the spin to work, and played it at a good pace to at least give himself a chance with either ball. Only thing now is that where the 5 ball's finished is not good. It's tight to even hit the back of that from the long rail on the right side, you know, to try and get it out of there. Yeah, there's, you know, all the games that we've got coming up are all winner side matches, so they're all good good matches to watch. So this match is 36 minutes old, so you can tell Cobra's in it, because we're taking longer than average here for this first rack. Well, this is he's trying to get in there, and that's well done. That is very well done. That's the only real way you were going to get that out of there, or, you know, hitting it directly and bumping it around the corner. Well, I mean, you can go for the 2 railer off the 1 around the angles down onto this 5. You can go for that if you're brave. Try to go 2 rails to the 1 off the 3. Now, here's I think you need to get an awful lot of spin into this quick to get that to come across on a line to that 3. That's never going to work, I don't think. But that'll work. Where's the... Oh no, he's potted the 1, and look at what he's set up. Look at what he's set up here. We could be nudge in the corner here. Well, that was too heavy. I think he needed to be a wee bit more gentle in the touch there. He's not getting there. Well, I don't think there's any way he's keeping these together, but he's possibly trying to send the 3 around the corner onto the 1 and nudge the 5. Well, he's not hit it. He's not hit the 3. He got the carom. Well, yeah, he's got to go for the 2-in-1 shot here. I mean, that 3, the 5's not going to pot. He's going to bank the 5, so he's going to find a line. He's gone below it, but he's caught the 1. So that's perfect example of a 2-in-1 shot there. That's the shots you should always be looking for as well. You know, you go for that line to hit the 3, but if you don't get it, and like he did there, he came below the 3, but he still caught the back end of the 1. So Cobra's down neck and neck. Now this is going to be a toughie. Again, if he gets this right, he can have a go at the 2 and 1 here. Let me have a look from his end. What would the commentator's eye do? See, he's got to get this thin enough, but this can work. He's got to get it thin enough. You don't need any help and spin on it. You just how much of the 1 ball you take. Now this time, he's going to be unlucky. I mean, that was as good an effort. And the danger, of course, was the 1 ball going close to that corner pocket. So, it's all square, race to the finish line here now. And just think of how much this rack could have probably been over had Rodney taken these chances he had. And now it's getting tougher. 1 ball. The 1 ball's not dead. You can certainly get a line off either rail, either the long rail on the right or the long rail, the short rail at the bottom there to get the back end of that 1 ball, but it's very tight to try and get it out of there. But I think the strategy of these 2 guys is they won't be near that unless they can help it. That's just going to be the outshot, that 1 ball. I don't think they'll be touching it. I mean, Cobra could bank the 3 here and just try and roll on to the 1. No, he's keeping it ultra safe. Now, you see, that could have been a possible shot there. If he was brave enough, he could have banked that 3 and just let the cue ball roll out towards the 1. But the danger there is you're setting up a carom for your opponent should you not get that roll on to the 1. But you've got to be brave. This is good. Now, can he punch that 3? He certainly can. I mean, he can bank. I mean, that's a force follow every day of the week. You send that 3 ball off the rail and you let the cue ball go to the rail and hit the 1. He's not interested in it for some reason, but that's a shot. And again, you've got to be brave. You'd be very unlucky to scratch off this if you get the line right. If you just punch it and run at a nice pace like that, and that's unlucky. Just announced too heavy. But it could be a sellout though. Yeah, it's you know, that's a touchy shot just to get the right weight on it. Where's the 5 ball going? 5 ball's actually turned out fine, although it's stuck to the rail. Yeah, it was risky, but I would have taken it on. You know me, I would have went for it. Well, this looks good as well. But look at where the 3 ball's finished. Well, Cobra's now on the brink of doing the inevitable, you know, winning the first rack because you can't get the job done. And Rodney's going to be kicking himself. You've got to have balls to play some shots in Cowboy. Be brave. It's all part of the fun. You get it, you get it, you look cool. You do the inevitable and scratch like I would do sometimes, and then you're an umpty. But who cares? The more you play those type of shots, the more you'll get used to them, and the more successful you'll be by learning from your mistakes. Well, this is make or break. If he gets the hit here, he's out. Where's the cue ball going? Oh dear. Well, Rodney, you've ball in hand, but you're 3 behind. So he's going to try and go right side of the 3 ball, nip off that long rail and bump the back end of the 5. That's a shot. You don't want to be going direct to it from the left side because you could easily cut it and pot it. So you want to get the edge. Is he coming across the top? Hit that far too thick. You know, you've got to hit it thin enough with a wee bit of maybe help and spin, so that you know, you're not doing what you just done there. And he's well, he's done the old snooker cock hat double there, as we call it, around the angles into the side pocket. And Rodney's back in again, and he might be getting, well, how many chances do you want to try and win this rack? The rack's already 45 minutes old. The 5 ball's heading over towards the 1. He could be in business here. And he should certainly be getting to 99. He's got to bump the 5 first. No, he's bumped to 1. Was that a wise move? This is a feather edge. And he's got to hit the back end of the 1 so he can come in off it. That'll do. That'll do. No way you're not getting out here. Well, finally, from the opportunities he's had, he's got himself out and he's got the first rack on the board after 46 minutes. And it could have been over an awful lot sooner, let's be honest, but that's what you want to be doing if you're going to be putting pressure on the champion. And you get that chance there at that time, and the ball's falling into place. He finally pinched it. Well, my tip, I've always given this tip to people, and I don't know whether anybody uses it, but if you're playing cowboy, right, and you get into a tight space like that, where you're trying to maybe hold the balls there and score some caroms in a tight spot like that, my advice is get yourself zoomed in. You know, don't play the shot from your normal position. You've got to zoom right in. I always do, and it gives you. I think it gives you a much better control when you're closer zoomed in, and you move the mouse back and forward. I think it gives you much better judgment of touch on the shot, rather than actually trying to play a delicate little dinky shot when you're zoomed out. I don't think it helps you at all. I think you've got to be zoomed in those situations. I always feel it helps me. Well, that is exactly the objective you must always have. You know, if you're playing somebody that's a strong player and can put runs together and is fairly solid in the caroms, then your objective is get there before them and make hay while the sun shines if you can get there. Because if you don't, if you get all these opportunities that Rodney had there, they always, you know, let's be honest, he pretty much blew his chances that he had. If you keep doing it, you ain't getting there. You're going to end up losing anyway. And you've got to apply that 3 times though in these matches. You know, it's all very well winning the first rack, but you've got to keep up the same standard for each rack. And you don't have to panic. You know, if you're behind against somebody like that, you don't panic. It's just a case of, you know, making some contribution at some point that's going to keep you in touch. So we're in the early stages of rack number 2. 11 apiece. Cobra's contribution just 11. So again, Rodney trying to build up some sort of score. Now, I think he's got to come back the way off this 3 ball. He's got to come back to the right here because that's the easy carom. Well, he's going across and coming back, but it's the same idea. That's where you want to be. Now again, when you play this shot, you've got to keep one of these balls in play. And that's far too heavy. You know, he's almost killed the 5 ball. You know, you want to keep one of those balls in play so you've got a fairly simple pot. You see, now he's got the cut, the cue ball's running loose, and it's more difficult to control, but he's still got to finish left or right here for a 5-3. And this might be coming too straight. Well, he's okay, he's got the force follow. This is a nice, comfortable force follow. But you've got to hit this at a pace where you're bringing this 5 ball sort of back down this left side where you're still able to pot it. He's going to block himself off though, I think. So he can't see the 5 because that's the ball he would want to play. So now he's got to think in running the 3 ball. Well, he's trying to hold below the 3 for when it spots. He might have actually not got into that enough. He hasn't. So now he's got a problem. Problem is he's far too close to the 3 and he would like to, you know, have it opened out, but he's picked a line. And that shot was a lot tougher, trying to pick that force follow off such a, you know, close angle. So again, this is threatening to break down here simply because, you know, having to pot that 1, the 1's isolated on its... well, he's actually not bad. It's a dangerous carom though. It's a dangerous carom. You've got to try and hit the far side of this 5. You don't want to be anywhere near this side. That's asking for trouble. That's okay. Now, is it wise to be potting the 5 ball now? I'd pot the 1. I'd be getting the 1 back in the spot there. I think I would have left the 5 ball there and put the 1 in its spot. Well, he'll certainly be putting on its spot now, I would say, because he'll be in good shape. He'll be in good shape here to keep this run going. So 5-3. Now, what's the line on the 5? Well, if you're hitting that side, you're going to the 3. The 5's obviously going that way, and you wanted to go far enough where you're not blocked out like that. See, now he's going to have to make a pot. He should still be okay, and that'll do nicely. So the run goes to 39. This is how you apply pressure to anybody, but especially if you're in a round 3 match against the current champion. This is how you will apply pressure, is by scoring, and above all, keeping the score, keeping the points from your visit. It's a simple thing, you know. Simple thing. It's an easy game to win as long as you score points and keep them. But you certainly increase your odds by doing stuff like this. So now he's got to have that little alarm bell ringing in his head at some point, because you don't then want to start taking a risky shot. These points are so vital. You've got to wind it in at the right time. Here, for example, there's a thin edge to the rail and a little bump in the 5. He's going direct. I mean, the handy thing would have been the 5 ball going in there, because it would have been set up for the 5-1 carom. Doesn't want to go too straight. Now there's problems. And now he might be taking a risk. 53 points. Is he going to throw them away? He's going to do it with a draw. Well, he's played it at such a pace and controlled it well. How's the 3 ball? Well, he's not bad. And now back in line. All the balls on their spot, apart from the well, they're all pretty much near their spots, let's be honest, but they will certainly be there or thereabouts, but very handy as it is right now. Well, drop the 5 into the side and just roll dead weight up onto the top rail or thereabouts, so that you're behind the 3, and you'll have the possibility of 2 different shots. But more than likely the 3 to the 5. Doesn't want to go straight again though. And that's, that's getting too close. Now again, you've got to read that angle. And again, he's rescued the situation. Run goes to 64. Easy force follow 1 to 5, all looking good at the moment. Now, when you're in this sort of run, of course, the biggest mistake you're ever going to make in Cowboy is totally losing track of the score and blowing all your points. Let's hope he doesn't do that for his sake. Right, well, high ball into that top corner pocket. Is he going to run through and let it open out, this cue ball? Not really. He's going to keep everything tight. Now, bank the 1. If the 1 goes in, it's a bonus. He wants to hit the 3 ball, half ball again, so that he can pot it, get it up onto its spot. Well, he's going the other way. Why doesn't he like the force follow? Let's have a look. It's tight. Welcome to Tommy. Run now goes to 79. Oh, please, please, for his sake, let him be focusing on what he's got in the scoreboard here, because this could get very ugly and very embarrassing in the next few minutes. I don't want to be the prophet of doom, but we're getting to that point. The run is 81. And certainly the highest run that I have live streamed so far in this event. So 85 with the 3 ball, and of course now you've got to get down to basic arithmetic here. He's going to play the carom next, 1 to the 5, but he wants to be setting a shot up where he can brush off the 5 and pot the 3. Because this will take him to 86. He's hit that too thick. So now he's got the sort of bailout shot on the 1 ball. Well, I don't know that he wants to be doing anything like this. What the hell is he doing here? What's he doing? Is he losing track of what he's up to here? Why not pot the 1? That'll take him to 87. Problem is that when he plays a carom 5 to 3, he'll be 88 and need to get to the 1 ball. Why is he back looking at this 3 ball? Try to thin cut it and letting the cue ball run loose. Well, he's played it very controlled. Excellent shot. So that's 89. Easy carom for the 90. Well, as was mentioned earlier, it can't be semi-pro because unless semi-pro's hooking up a PC and a laptop, because he's played against Rodney. It can't be Yama unless he's up to the same tricks because Yama plays with a house cue. So keep guessing. But now we're into dangerous territory. The run is 91. He can go from the 5 ball to the short rail into the back of the 1, or he can go likewise from the 1 to the 5. Well, it's never stubbed because we've not seen any banging balls. So we're quite happy to decide it's semi-pro then on the basis that semi-pro isn't in the stream. Well, this is a... Well, I think he's missed that. He didn't catch any of it. Well, that's an excellent run from Rodney. A run of 92. Cobra isn't impressed. Not so much as a nice run. Not a sniff. Not a word. He's not impressed at all. Well, let's see how impressed we'll be once Cobra's finished because he's got a lot of work to do. Watch the cue ball. Oh, almost blew it straight off the bat there. Well, I mean, Rodney's apart from the fact he asked about in the first rack, but he's doing everything right so far. He's eventually won the first rack. He's got in the second rack and ran 92. So this will be a huge fail if he can't get this done and dusted when he next comes to the table. Good evening to LS3. Well, we've all came to the conclusion that it's you. Except you're using a playing cue rather than a house cue this time. We think it's Yamaguchi Taru, folks. Well, he always shot his pot the 3 and used the 3 for the 3-5 carom. I mean, that's the I mean, he can pot the one, but he's a bit straight. He's going to have to work the cue ball. And this is a bit thin, so he can go 2 rails into the back of the 3. He doesn't. Let me have a look. What does that look like? Yeah, this is dodgy. There's enough room to squirt out the back of that 3, so he's playing it direct, and that's the problem. It's whether he's going to have a shot, and he's fine. Everyone has already answered someone correctly. What the hell does that mean? You might as well type that out in Japanese, Yama, because that makes no sense to me. Everyone has already answered someone correctly. Right, anybody else that understands that, explain that to me. I mean, I know there's a language barrier, and I know that English isn't Yama's first language, but I don't understand that sentence. Is he saying that whoever we've mentioned, it's one of them? Is that what he's maybe saying? Maybe that's what he's talking about. Whoever we've said, it's one of them. He means that our guesses are correct. That bullshit. We would know that. We would know that straight away, wouldn't we? We would know that straight away. The semi-pro wiggle. Good evening to Albinario. Well, when champions are under threat, they usually respond. No better opportunity for Cobra than right now. I suppose if I suggested it was Capo, that would be sort of bottom of the list then. Right, well, 1 ball back in play. 1 ball on its spot, easy carom to follow. So far so good at the moment for Cobra. Now, he's going to have a long carom if he pots the 5. If he pots the 3, he's got a shot from the left side, cutting the 3 and onto the 5. But he's going to try and stay up this end of the table here, playing 1 to 3 first of all. Well, there has to be a time where Cobra should have been thinking and getting that 3 ball onto its spot. He can't do that at the moment, but he's really got to start working with the 3-5 if he can. Well, this is where he's taking a risk because he's putting a 5 in the spot. He's going to have a long carom now. I mean, it could be Albinario, couldn't it? And he's just in the stream to stir the shit. It could be Albinario. It's definitely not Bedhead, because he's not left any Bedhead cuts. I can tell that straight away. It's definitely not him. That's Bedhead out of the equation. Well, good so far as far as Cobra goes in his response. The run goes to 43. His total score goes to 54. And he's going to have to make a pot though. And he's not sitting ideal for a pot. Well, he's actually landed okay. That's come out quite good. The way he's just brushed that 3-ball. He's sitting perfect now for a nice little carom onto the 5. And now he's in business because he can get that 5 on its spot. He might be too straight though. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, he's a bit too straight. He really wants to try and pinch the pocket a wee bit and bring the cue ball into that sort of line. I think that's what he's thinking about, but he's probably go 1-5 next. Just because he finished too straight in the 5, he's prepared to be patient. Now he doesn't want to kill the 5-ball. Well, he's got to get a recovery to get that into play again. And of course, if he pots the 1, the 1's going to be stuck in its spot and he's not going to be sitting pretty. He really wants to take that 3-ball and just... I don't know whether he can hit it soft enough to stay there. He's trying to hold it and trying to hold it. That's not bad. But at some point he's looking to get onto this 5-ball. Still not great. I mean, he could be crazy and cut it, but he's got to think about what's the best option. The angle he's got in the 1, I'll let him have a look at that angle. I mean, he can drag the 1-ball in. You know, you can cut that and drag and kill the pace in the cue ball. You might still have a carom from the 1 to the 5. But he's going to stay up the top side, come across. That's a good line. And this should get the 5-ball into play. Run goes to 56. Total goes to 67. So, well, he's played it gentle. So now he's got the obvious shot, the thin cut in the 1 or a dodgy cut in the 5 because he's probably hampered slightly here. Yeah. Well, this is a big shot as far as keeping the run going is concerned. And you'd expect him to get it, but he's got to go forward and let this cue ball run out. It needs to keep running. Well, this is actually not bad either. Very good line from the 5 to the 1. As long as he hits it either full in the face or half ball that side, but left side is a no-no. And he's going to back into the back end of it, and the 5's got in. And again, same situation now developing here for Cobra. This is where you can really make a mistake. You're on 6 to 8 and you're looking at your run, but you're forgetting about your total. You don't want to do that. That's overcut, I think. Yeah, well, he's overcut it, but he's kept his points. So running into 68, which is a good response. But is it good enough? And Rodney has a carom from 5 to 3. Trying to play it dead weight, and he has done. Now, a little spinner off that rail onto the 5. Trying to keep the 1 in play in a good line. Well, it looks like he's going to be pushing this 1 towards the pocket. Yeah. Now, he's trying to overcut the 1 and seeing if he can spin this to the 3. He's given up that idea. He's got to be careful with this 3 ball, because this is heading up the table in a dangerous angle here. Yeah, he's played it soft. Again, that was sort of erring on the safety side, which is wise, because, you know, the caroms are vital at this stage. He's got 3 points on the board and he's kept them. That's all you're really hoping to do there. So, Cobra now, 15 behind. He's 10 short of 90, so he wants to be there during this visit. And anything else above that is a bonus. So he's certainly not out of the rack. Far from it. But he's just killed a 3 ball. Which, if you look ahead, he might be struggling for caroms. He's still got to get to the 90, but really he would like to bring that 3 ball into play. But he's going to run out of options to doing that. Yeah, as far as he's concerned, the 3 ball's dead in the water here. He's just going to have to work with what he's got. That's 86. And the 3 balls, exactly what he would want as his final ball to get to 90. Well, he's hit that 1 ball perfect. Absolutely perfect. So this will take him to 88. Now, really, he's got to concentrate on the 5-3 here rather than the 1-5, because that will bring that 3 ball into play. And he wants to be fairly gentle here if he can, because if he can keep these balls there or there, well, he is going to play 1-5. If he can marry them up in this situation, but don't forget, he's still needing the other carom to get to 90. So the 1 ball is going to be getting isolated. Right, well, he's set up for his follow-up carom. Needs a good pot, and he needs to obviously see a good line to be able to play the carom. And that'll do it. Now, if he finished short here, see, he's actually hit that too good. He really wanted to be maybe keeping this 1 ball in play. If he was playing off it, maybe sending it to the rail and bringing it into the cluster, but he can't do that. So now he's 4 behind, and these are going to go loose. And now everything's going to be hard work. You know, there's a penalty, a big penalty to be paid in this part of the game, especially when you're trying to put a ball into a, you know, when you're trying to play a ball for a carom, but also try to bring that ball back into play like this. Because if you don't get the carom and the other ball comes down, you're setting up some caroms for your opponent. It's fatal at this stage of the game. Well, he's not bad right now. We've got to think about where the three ball's going and how he's going to keep everything in play here. He's just trying the little edge to the one. Now, again, to play the one ball and draw back to one of these balls for a carom, you know, that's fine to have a go at it, but you've got to try and bring the one ball back into play. If all you're doing is just popping the one ball up the table, you're isolating it and you're cutting down your options. See, the one ball's no good going there, but look at the line it's taking. That's taking a very close line to the side pocket. So maybe Cobra's at a point where he might be thinking of cutting and running here. Unless he can really find a way of getting things back into play. 5 ball out into the middle of the table wouldn't be too bad. He's just hit it too heavy. Just hit it a bit too heavy. But he's got a 2-in-1 shot here if he's going to be brave. Off the 5 ball. Get the spin working. And get around the 2 rails coming down behind the line of that 1 ball. And if you miss the 1, you've got the 5. You've got to be brave to play that. He's not, well, he has, he's got it. He certainly wasn't hitting it hard enough to get to the 3, I don't think, but he's got the 1. Now, here's a shot you can play with relative safety. You can go the thin edge of the 5, run up to the rail and come down, just like a bank, and try and get it in a line again for a 2-in-1 shot. Now, you know, if you start playing to the 1 and go in one direction, you probably only give yourself 1 chance. If this is me, I'm cutting that 5. And I'm finding a line to come down. That's the shot I'm playing, because I don't think you're going to scratch. You're not going to bank the 5. He's going for the spin. I think he's cut down his odds here doing this. He's going too tight. I think he's missed a trick there, Cobra. I don't see what the problem was with my shot. Off the edge of that, up to the rail and down, and that sort of line for a 2-in-1 shot, and he didn't go for it, and he might pay the price. His run ends on 18. He's got a 2-point lead, but maybe not for much longer. Very surprised he didn't take the edge of the 5, the right edge of that 5, and go up and down. I think he had very good odds of getting a hit there. Oh, that's just caught a graze of the 5, and look at the 1 ball. Oh, this has ended up perfect. And if Plonker or Rodney or whatever the hell he's called can get these under control, he's out here for 2-0. Well, just think of where Cobra could be right now if he played my shot. I think he could still be at the table. Well, this is the biggest shot of this rack. 5 ball, possibly 3 rails to the back of the 3 ball. Unless he's trying to bump the 3 and spin along to the 1. This is dangerous. This is asking for trouble. Or does he try to get him down to the 5? Yeah, he's trying to be cute. Well, a slender 1-point lead. And that 1 ball is just waiting to be got out. It's actually a bit tight to the pocket, that 1 ball. So you'd have to be behind it to follow it in. It's not actually perfect, this 1 ball, where it's sitting. And I don't know that there's enough room. Well, maybe there is. I think there's enough room there. There certainly is enough room to get in off the 1. There is definitely there. Big shot here for Cobra, and he's missed it. Well, a delicate little brush on the 3. This is touchy. This is very dicey, this shot. Now he could play a bank on the 3 to go to the rail with a bit of spin, but you're asking to scratch. He's trying to be delicate. Yeah. Now